Hi, I'm Dom and welcome to my channel, The Metal Muse, where I discuss all things metal. Now recently I had the wonderful fortune of being in Germany at the same time as one of my oldest loves, aesthetic perfection. Now I've been lucky enough to interview both the frontman Daniel and the legendary drummer Joey Letts. I was super excited to see this show because they have a new addition to the band, the highly talented, multi-instrumental Constance Antoinette, who goes by the handle Miss Gibson Girl on TikTok and Off With Her Shreds on Insta. You should really go follow her immediately, she's absolutely awesome. Now, on this show, Aesthetic Perfection were accompanied by a band called Alienare. I never heard of them before and I had really no idea what to expect. However, I got a pep talk from my lovely friend Kira, who sang their praises. Buoyed up by her enthusiasm, I boarded the train to Elmshorn, shivering in the midst of the frosty German winter. So this time around, I took some videos. Like, I've done it before, but I thought I'll take some videos before the show, during the show, and I think I took some after the show, I'm not 100%. At the time, I shared these videos to my Instagram, so some of you may have already seen it, but here we go. After this little interlude where you see the footage that I took on the night, I'll come back and I'll share my thoughts and go into more detail about the bands. So enjoy. And FYI, spoiler alert, it was epic. Hey, so I'm at the Apollo to see Aesthetic Perfection tonight, and I'm in Elmshorn in Germany. That's kind of like outside of Hamburg. Anyway, have a look. There, you can see the sign. This is gonna be awesome. Aesthetic Perfection is literally like one of my all-time favorite bands, and Joey and Daniel are such nice guys, so this is a real treat for me. And I get to see them 2 nights in a row because tomorrow night they're gonna be playing in Hamburg at Lordfest. So ladies, it's a case of double your pleasure. I'm so excited. I mean, not to be a crazy stalker, but I think I spy a Joey Letts in the wild and beanied up Daniel Graves, awesome. I mean, definitely worth the wait. You know, the fact that I'm here over 2 hours before the show and there's like not a single person here to queue. Like, it's just me. It's just me and the random person that walks down the alley going, hey, what's that crazy bitch doing? I think I've been ruined by bands like Behemoth, Rammstein, Ghost, Lord of the Lost. All these bands where you literally have to go and queue 5 to 10 hours, true story, 10 hours for Rammstein to even get close to the front row. And this is one of these situations where I was like, oh, I better run. And actually in another city this would be the case, but yeah, here I am in ball freezing weather in Germany waiting. No regrets. I made it. I'm alive, I didn't freeze, this is all wonderful. And I mean, talk about being right on the stage. I'm actually sat on the stage. This is amazing. I don't think I could have been happier. Was it worth freezing my ass off? Yes, clearly. So yeah, now it's time to just play the old waiting game, and possibly at some point I'll be warm enough to take off my Christmas sweater, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, I will keep you updated.
All my fears fade away when I look into your emerald eyes. Even on the brightest days, or in the coolest, darkest nights, all of those you take it home. You're the only one who knows the kind. Sehr geiles Shirt. Auch sehr geile Shirts. Mission Report!
Aesthetic Perfection on next. I'm so excited. You'll see from my videos at one point the singer from Alienare actually like hopped off the stage and ran through the audience still singing. He was really funny. He like had me cracking up. Being in the front row means you should be ready for interaction and getting embarrassed. So yeah, that was good, but it was fun. And now it's finally warm enough that I can actually take off my Jack Daniels Christmas sweater and wear my dress. I still have all my thermal leggings though and my knee-high socks. It's still pretty cold. Hey, welcome back. So I hope you enjoyed my weird little videos and you enjoyed my Jack Daniel's Christmas sweater. I'm not kidding you, it was so cold. Right, let's talk shows, let's go into more details. Alienware were a pleasant surprise. Kira was right, and I loved their synth tunes and how funny those two guys were. I mean, I know I brought it on myself. I was like standing right at the front of the stage, but being front row meant that the singer kept picking on me, making me giggle and embarrassing me. He really had me on my toes. The pair did such a good job because when we all got in, the crowd was definitely cold. I mean, we were physically cold, the mood was a bit low. I mean, it's really hard to stay peppy when you're literally freezing your bits off. So guys, if you see this, I will definitely be there to see you perform again. You did a great job of warming the crowd up, and I'm pretty sure only you could have done that because everyone, it was a cold room. It was a cold room, but you came in hot and you came in funny and you did a great job. So on to the main act, Aesthetic Perfection. Daniel is seriously an amazing frontman. His voice is exactly what you hear when you listen to their albums or singles digitally. So many times, electronic singers cannot live up to their auto-tune, but that's not the case here. On top of that, he moves around the stage a lot. Like, there's something almost gymnastic about him in his movements, and I don't mean that he's flipping or doing death drops, but he uses his natural flexibility and stamina to really put on one hell of a show. His look is also pretty epic too. I've been wondering to myself, how would I describe it? But all I can think of saying is it's kind of like the Joker meets 90s raver meets a haunted porcelain doll. It's manic but controlled all at the same time, and really, to be honest, I was living for this look. Now, I'm pretty sure that the man has serpents and not arms, because he is around and he's skipping back and forth. He's like a gazelle, so he's gazelling his way across the stage. He's very physical, but even though he's doing all that and all that cardio, it really doesn't impact his ability to hit each note on beat perfectly. So anyway, let's get on to Joey. This new iteration of his character is terrifying. I'm not saying Nancy was like a bunch of cuddles, but this new one is scary. He looks like a character from the movie 13 Ghosts. He legit looks like he happens to be a mental patient that has escaped the asylum, but is also possessed by Beetlejuice. So again, Joey's always super interactive with the audience. He's always having fun. And when he lost one of his drumsticks, a timid, a really timid lady, she looked terrified of him, kind of returned it to him. He also got up at one point and pushed his fake ample bosom into the front row of some very highly entertained gig goers. He's constantly throwing faces, and he's being the embodiment of mischief itself. His drumming was absolutely on point, and I love how he doesn't break character, even when he's going berserk. Joey does this thing where he glares into the audience over his drum set, and he's twirling his stick and he looks absolutely demented, and that has to be one of my high points of the show. And I'll say it again, I've said it before, but I could really just watch him drum all day. He's awesome. He's such a performer. Now on to the new kid on the block, Constance Antoinette. Seriously, this woman, wow, she's just effing brilliant. I love strong female performers with character, and she's got that in spades. She looks like a seriously more badass goth version of Harlequin. She could be Margot Robbie's cheekier little sister. From her truly impressive headbanging to her musical talent, I couldn't take my eyes off her the whole time. Sorry, Joey and Daniel, but she definitely kind of upstaged you. I mean, beside two guys like Joey and Daniel, she really held her own. And she also interacts with the audience, and she guitars like a beast, and she dances while owning her keyboard. She was backbending over the keyboard and shaking her booty and doing all sorts and not missing any note at any point. She was able to, I don't know how she did it. I don't know how people do that. The way she was headbanging and then was able to even stand upright. I would have had brain damage, but she made it work. So I really cannot wait to see her on stage again. Hence, I was so happy that I was going to be at Lordfest the next night, and I really got a double dose of her. Also, I know I'm not alone in saying this. I'm going to out my girls from Lordfest, but basically the whole front row at Lordfest was talking about her after the show. Everyone was like, who's the stunning blonde with the pigtails? I mean, we all wanted to either be her or marry her that night. So as a musical trio, Dan, Joey, Constance, they're really a perfect fit. They all bounce off each other and match each other's energy. I'm not kidding you, I would travel much further to see them again. So what I'm saying, guys, if you're watching this, and lady, please hurry up and come back to Europe. Please come to our little Brexit island and entertain us, because honestly, your show in Elmshorn was one of the most enjoyable shows I saw in the last 3 months. So I'm really happy and I cannot wait to see them again. And you guys, you also crushed it at Lord Fest the next night. Like, it was awesome. And you know, when I was in the queue waiting for Lord Fest, so many people were like, I don't know Aesthetic Profession, I haven't heard them. And I'm there going, you're gonna love it. You don't know them, but you are gonna love it. I felt like I had this amazing, like, secret, like I'd seen the end of the movie already and I knew everyone was gonna have such a good time. And seriously, they absolutely killed it. They could have stayed on another 15 minutes and I would have been such a happy girl. Anyway, that is enough random dribbling from me. And if you want to, I did interview Joey and Dan, I mentioned at the start, and I'm going to put links to that down below. I'm also going to put links to all their Instagrams and to Spotify and everything. So if you don't know Aesthetic Perfection, go check them out. So until next time, you stay classy.